Taking here. So yeah, Mass Effect 3 Earth DLC. I'm really enjoying this. The coolest thing I thought was basically we have 6 new classes of each, or 6 new variations of all the classes. So Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, Soldier, Adept, Sentinel, Engineer, Infiltrator, and Vanguard. Like those are the 6 main classes for like the whole series. And they've been the same, well not the same, but they've been very similar like throughout the series. Whereas in this DLC that we just got, it basically just completely like changes things by giving us 6 new versions of the class that we've been playing for 3 versions of the game, so that's pretty cool. Because right here's the Paladin, the new Sentinel. I'd say this is my top 2 of the first, or the new classes, just like from a gameplay standpoint to play as, because they have Incinerate, which is anti-armor, and they have Shield Drain, which is anti-shield and anti-barrier, so it's like they basically are, it's like yeah, you could say that it's more like an engineer, but it's like the Sentinel is like a half tech class, so half tech, half biotic, and sure there's no biotic abilities, but with the abilities they have, I'm not going to complain. I mean, that's just like, I mean, as you see there, just draining the shields of a Marauder, and you can just like pop it with the Incinerate, and bam, it's down, so I'm not going to complain. And they have that sweet energy shield, Shadowbreaker style, which is pretty cool right there. And then that snap freeze, that ability, that to me is just cool because it's not dependent on using that ammo, so you can like have that power to just instantly freeze them, or to freeze a unshielded enemy, or to weaken the armor on a armored opponent. So it's like, yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad they did that. I don't even care that they don't have biotics. It's like whatever, it's an awesome class. So that's cool. Let's see what else. Oh, I guess my other favorite class, or my top 2 of the new classes would be the N7 Fury, the new Adept. Just wow, amazing, so fun to play. Like I didn't know how an Annihilation Field worked. I looked up a video and then I was playing. I completely forgot when I was making my video, but I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty sweet. So basically, it's like you have to be close to them, and it kind of works like Reeve, where it's like it gets onto them and just like slowly drains them of their life or whatever. And you can like throw warp at them, since or not warp, but throw in throw your throw at them, throw your throw at them, and that's a biotic detonation right there. So it's like you have basically instant biotic detonation ability, which is so cool. And then I forget what the third ability is. I think it might be, oh yeah, the Dark Channel, that from Ash's Javik's ability. That's cool, just because it's really handy. It's very similar to Reeve, but it's not as powerful, and it just like switches from enemy to enemy if it kills that enemy in the process, or if they die in the process of having that ability active on them. So that's awesome. Yeah, those are my 2 favorite characters. And then the maps, this Earth map, I'd say that's my favorite of the 3 that are out, just because it's like that part in the campaign when you're playing through on London is like so cool. And like I was kind of expecting more that there'd be like a giant beam in the background or something, but there's not, so I was like, okay, whatever. And like the same thing with like the Vancouver map, like I was expecting there'd be like hulking Reapers like stomping around everywhere, but there isn't. But it's like whatever, it kind of makes sense, because if like in context of like you're playing the game, like if that was going on in the background, it's like that would just make your situation more dire. And like even if we do, you know, like do whatever, do these 10 waves, does it even matter? Because we're all like, are we even gonna get extracted or get out of here? Because we're all just gonna get killed by the Reapers. And then the Rio is just very visually impressive and looks really amazing. Like the water, like, well, everything about that map, like the water, like the buoys in the water, and you can like look off and see the that statue that is in Rio of the I forgot what it's called. That there's like that I don't know. I forgot what it's called, but there's like a statue on like a mountain or whatever. And if you look up, you'll see it. It's there. That's pretty cool. Let's see. See the maps. Let's see, Earth, Vancouver, and Rio. But yeah, like new maps, like new characters. And then so yeah, besides this video I'm making now, which is like gushing over how awesome the new DLC is, I'm gonna upload the like snippet of the podcast that I was on, Endless Podcast, where we talked about the new DLC. That was very that was also very positive, because I was like way more, I just played it, so I was like way more even like elated, or ecstatic rather, about how awesome it was. That's the other thing about Snap Freeze is, like, after you get that, if you have someone that can chain it with their Incinerate that has like the plus 100 damage or whatever on frozen opponents, you can just wreck shop on unshielded enemies. Let's see. I guess I'll talk about the other classes now, because I've basically done like my two favorites and then like all the maps. So the soldier with like Devastator mode, they seem like a walking tank. I haven't really figured out a good setup for them, because when I made mine I had it more spec'd out toward the Hydra missiles, and I think you have to have it the other way around for like the missiles to be more effective, or maybe not even put anything into the missiles and just put it into fitness to like buff your shields and be more of a tank. I haven't tried it out yet though. Wow, I think I'll like actually do a video after this, like showing my setups of like the new characters, because I basically didn't put anything into fitness with most of them, or very little into fitness, so I could like play around with the new powers. But yeah, yeah, the the Phantom, or the Infiltrator Shadow, just, that's so cool how they give us like a Infiltrator class of our own. That's so like fun. I was kind of disappointed though, because I was playing and I just like could not use this class for anything. I was like trying, and I was like, wow, this is kind of terrible. Well, I'm not gonna say terrible. It's like they're balanced very well, because like you can just roll up on someone, start meleeing, and just cloak out. You probably can. I'm just like not very good at it yet, and this is like my first or second time playing the Phantom, so I was like, I was just like trying stuff out. But it's cool how they added this like really cool space ninja. I mean, how can you say that's not cool? It's like, in the moonlight, I am slaying down husks and cannibals. How awesome is that? Exactly. But yeah, the thing that, okay, so I guess talking about the Shadow for a second, but like it's cool. Like they seem to have the old version of, I think it was Shockwave, that the Vanguard had in Mass Effect 2. It's like that range on that it was like completely nerfed in Mass Effect 3, but with the Electric Slash and the Biotic, or not the Biotic, but like I think it's actually, yeah, the Electric Slash, and I think the Biotic Sword or whatever that the Vanguard has, the new Vanguard, the Slayer, like the Slayer and the Shadow. Their like range on those seems like they're back to like the broken Mass Effect 2 days of like the Shockwave. It just goes and goes and goes. Like it has a really crazy distance, like even farther than the Smash on the X-Cerberus Vanguards. So it's like they're really powerful and effective. Hopefully they don't get nerfed, because I really enjoyed that. Like to me it felt balanced, because when you're doing those attacks anyway, like the animation that plays when you're doing like the whole like flip flip flip, like you just flip and like jump in the air and just, it's all crazy, like that is like, you take so much damage during that, it seems like it's not even probably worth it to like put points into that if you're going to be playing on gold or platinum, because you're so vulnerable for so long. Like look at that time to get that power out, it's just not happening on whatchamacallit on gold and platinum, probably. I'm not sure, because I don't play on those. But that's the other thing about silver. I play on silver primarily, and like it seems significantly more, I'm not gonna say difficult, but just more challenging now. Like I seem to be doing not as, I don't exactly cruise through it like I used to. Like enemies, like I can definitely tell like the grenades of the enemies have been buffed, because it seemed like you could take a hit and keep going if your shields were all the way up, whereas now grenade hit, you're down, you need to be revived. Because like that happened to me a few times. I was playing as my engineer, I was like, what? I was like, oh, I'm dying. Well, note to self, get away from grenades is better. So yeah, see, I was talking about classes, talking about the Infiltrator, Shadow. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on them. They're just a cool new class with the awesome melee, and like They're like the same as Phantom, but now they're on our side, so that's cool. The engineer's pretty cool because it's like they're they're like here, need some ammo, and just like put down an ammo thing, and their grenade, basically grenade class. Like I'd what's that word? I'd compare it to the Sentinel, the Krogan Sentinel, where it's like that enemy, or not the enemy, but that that class. Basically, you don't have to worry about your power recharge because you don't need Incinerate, because you can just put your armor piercing on your gun that you're going to use, and you have tech armor, and then you have lift grenades, which are not bound to a cooldown. So that's the cool thing about the engineer, is I think it's Demolisher. It's either Demolisher or Destroyer. I think the Soldier's Destroyer and the Engineer's Demolisher. I get them confused from time to time. It could be the other way around. Basically, though, they have grenades that don't need to be recharged, so they can just like throw them, whatever, and just keep replenishing the ammo, or use your ammo that's mapped to the left D-pad. And then there's like that, and their ammo pylon, which they put down, and it basically replenishes their grenade ammo depending on how you set that skill. So they are a tank. They don't need to have their abilities cool down. So it's like, it's a cool like contrast from the current engineers that we have, where it's like they're very power reliant. They're more of a caster like class. You don't want to use any weapons that are too heavy, because it's like, oh crap, I got to use my energy drain and my incinerate like every 2 seconds. If I'm just gonna sit back and cover and do that, or pop out my drone and go to town with my other powers as I shoot at dudes as well, or enemies. So yeah, that's basically like the Demolisher Engineer in a nutshell. It's like they're like the new tank, but they're not as tanky because they don't really take as much damage as like the current tanks, like the Krogan Sentinel. It's like they're not as tanky as them, but it works as that style of play works with them. Let's see. I think I talked about the Infiltrator, so that's just the Vanguard. That's all that leaves. Yeah, Vanguard, I don't know. I wasn't really enjoying them when I was playing. Like visually they're cool because they look like Hailang, but I don't know. I don't like the whole like disruptor wave, because it takes your shield, so it's like that's kind of a throwaway ability, because it's like, as opposed to, well, I think it's cool because like there are abilities like that where it's like you sacrifice your shields for like a powerful attack, but to me it's like it wasn't worth it. But it's powerful, and it's like it can help sometimes and be anti-bear. Like I think the last evolution can be anti-armor, so that's cool or whatever. But it's not really worth the trade-off to me. And then, like I said, like them and the Phantom, or the Shadow, have that energy or electric shockwave that you can see right there, where they just have that ridiculous animation time. But not worth it. And then what's the third? Oh, they have charge too, so like all Vanguards. Okay, I was just seeing if it was stopping the record there. So yeah, that's it. That's basically my thoughts on the new DLC. Not all of it, but I have like a recording I'll put up of like the Endless Podcast where we talked about it, and I just went on and on and on and just gushing all over it. But like the new Vanguards, I just wanted to like get my like final words in. Like they have charge, and they have that electric thing, so they have like that and those, like both on the Shadow Infiltrator and the Slayer Vanguard. Like that is a very good like anti-shield and anti-synthetic attack, so I'm not going to complain too much. And they have charge, so it's like, yeah, they can tech burst and stuff. So but that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out parts 1 and 3 of the rest of this channel taken, and I'll also put up a like the part in the whatever episode it was of Endless Podcast where I was just gushing all over this DLC as it came out, and like, yeah, it's way more in-depth and stuff. I just don't want to go on and on about it this month in Channel Taken, so I'm just gonna cut it short here at however long, almost for 14 minutes. And yeah, watch out, or check out part 1 and 3. Rate, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, whatever, or not. Leave a comment if you want to play some co-op Mass Effect 3, because I have it on all platforms. And until I hear or see from you again, or you hear or see from me again, I'm now signing off.